60-yard shot at this guy.
That's my first Wyoming antelope.
Bowhunt or Die is being brought to you by Mathews, Lost Camo, New Archery Products, Tinks, Lone Wolf Portable Tree Stands, Stealth Cam, Carbon Express, Hunter Safety System, Heartland Wildlife Institute, Pine Ridge Archery, and the Can Cooker.
Welcome to this week's episode of Bowhunt or Die. I'm Todd Graff, and alongside me as always is Justin Czar.
Hey, thanks Todd. You know, this week we've got another exciting episode. As you guys saw last week, we had a couple of our pro staff members who went out to Wyoming hunting antelope. While they were there, they were hunting with Dustin DeCroo, Dan Schafer, and John Herrmann, who were also out there chasing antelope. You know, after watching some of this footage, it kind of makes me wish I would have went with these guys. You know, some of you guys saw in last season's episode, you know, Todd and I went out to Wyoming, started our season off early, and to be honest with you, hunting in August for us was a pretty big treat, and I know it was for these guys as well.
Absolutely. Let's get right to the action.
Well, 2.5 hours out of a 14-hour drive, and I guess I get to make the final leg. Johnny's relieved the wheel to me. Hopefully I can get us there.
Stalk number 1.5. Shootable code, about 200 yards ahead.
What's going on here? Don't run it right in.
Straight 2. Here he comes. That's good. That's a speed goal.
24 yards.
We got a great big goat out in this alfalfa field, so we got him in between us and the hay bale, so we're gonna do a little stalk on him. Get ready to drop. Set up your blind in Wyoming. We found it about 400 yards over against the fence, so we're gonna go put it up here. We had a bunch of antelope in here, a couple decent bucks, so we're gonna go give it another whirl. Jesus, all in there. It's way down here.
yesterday. He was laying off of this road, so we put a little move on him. He spotted us, but he jumped up, gave me a shot about 60 yards. I think I hit him a little too far back, though, so we're just going to watch him here and see what happens. First goat. Well, I'm just going to walk up to my first antelope ever. Sweet. Hunt or die, baby. This is my first antelope ever, my first antelope hunt ever, and it is awesome out here. I'll tell you what, Wyoming goat hunting, spot and stalk, pretty crazy stuff out here. Can't be happier. Nice goat, 12-incher maybe. Awesome.
We just spotted two really good goats. It looks like they're heading towards this water hole, so we're gonna get the blind set up here real quick and see if we can't get a shot at one if they come in here. By two really good bucks, and we knew this little water hole, this water tank was right next to the road here, and they look like they're on a mission coming this way up over this ridge. So we quick set up the blind. We're gonna wait here, give it a little bit, and see if they come in here. Hopefully we can get a shot at a good buck right here. Oh my God. Dude, we were just sitting here and this buck came from nowhere up the road. And it caught me off guard, and I didn't have my quiver off or nothing, and didn't even have an arrow knocked. I think I might have hit him low, but I know he's bleeding pretty good there. I mean, he just walked right up the road, right next to us. We just set up the blind, man. We weren't in here. We were in here 2 minutes. I don't know. I don't think I got a real good shot out of it. I mean, it was only 20 yards. It just caught me by surprise. I think I rushed it.
What's it look like?
I got blood all the way through. I hit him back all the way. Hey, first Wyoming antelope. Gotta go find him now.
See the blood on the grass right here. Right there.
I think we see him laying down right up here. Let's go take a look. Yeah! My first Wyoming goat. Dead right there. Dude, that Spitfire ripped him open. Check that out. Man, that is sweet. This is my first Wyoming antelope. Came out here with Johnny and Dustin and Neil and Grant, and this was just crazy. We were up the road here. We spotted these two goats heading towards this, what we figured was heading towards this water tank. So we quick ran up there and set up the blind, and we were in it no more than 5 minutes. About 2 minutes into it, 3 minutes into it, the wind came up and started to blow the blind off us. So I quick jumped out and threw a stake in the front of it, and I jumped back in, sat down. I hear some clicking, and this guy was walking up the road 15 yards from us, right past the blind. I didn't even have an arrow knocked, nothing, so I quick grabbed my bow and knocked it. Johnny got the camera on, and this is it. You saw the shot, perfect heart shot. That Spitfire Max just ripped him open. First Wyoming antelope. Gotta thank my good buddy Dustin for inviting us out here. It's a blast. Thanks, man.
You're welcome, buddy.
Bowhunt or die, baby. Wyoming antelope.
Alright, here it is. My first stock of the 2011 antelope season. Dan and Johnny are both done. We've got a couple of really nice goats bedded over this hill. I saw them this morning. There's one that's an absolute stud, so they look like they're fairly stockable. We're going to give it a go. We'll see what happens. From the top of the road up here, we spotted a goat down over this little ledge right here, this grassy ledge. So we drove down a little bit closer. It's all this flat grass. It's tough sneaking. So luckily there's a little depression here, and we're gonna try to sneak up to the top of this hill and see if we can get a shot. I can just see the tips of his hair. It just happened. Oh my gosh. What a stalk. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere. But he stopped right there and started pawing the ground. Ranged him at 62 yards and I just smoked him. Spitfire max, baby. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. What a day. 2 goats, 1 day. He is dead right over here. He's not the biggest goat, but he's got some cool character. So let's go check this bad boy out. Oh my gosh! Right there. Well, here it is, the 3rd day of Wyoming pronghorn season. Dan and Johnny came on Sunday and did a little scouting around. First morning we spot and stalked a bunch of goats. Day 2 provided success for Johnny, and Dan killed his this morning, and so it was my turn to be behind the bow, and we made a couple good stalks this afternoon and they just didn't pan out. But we were driving along and saw this guy in the field here, and it couldn't have worked out more perfect. As you can see, there's no place to stalk anything, but he happened to be behind this little rise, and we snuck in and ranged him at 62 yards, and Mathews held the pin there and let the Spitfire Max do the rest of the work. It was perfect. You can see the exit hole, but what a beautiful evening. I mean, this goat, he's awesome. He's got good mass, real wide. I've never shot a real wide goat, but he's a good one. I'm extremely happy. Thanks to Dan and Johnny for coming out and running the cameras and having a good time in August. So can't be killing stuff with your bow in August.
Now that's how you like to start off an early season bow hunt. I know that Dan and Johnny were super excited to get out there to Wyoming, meet up with Dustin, and in the end it paid off for them. Those guys shot 3 antelope in the matter of only 2 days. Now one important thing to remember is that a lot of us here in the Midwest who are hunting whitetails, we're only sighting at our bows for 20, 30, maybe 40 yards. Going out west, it's a whole different ball game. Those guys were taking shots 40, 50, and 60 yards, which means not only did they have to be prepared and shoot a lot during the summer months, but they had to make sure that their gear was performing at the optimal level. Dan and Johnny and Dustin spent a lot of time sighting in their new Mathews bows to make sure that they were going to perform at the moment of truth. The bows did their job. The NAP broadheads performed flawlessly. In the end, they took down 3 goats in 2 days. That was some awesome hunting. I can't wait to see what those guys are going to do for the rest of the season. All right, next up, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about mock scrapes. You know, something we get a lot of emails about. There's a lot of talk in the forum. Everybody's always asking, what product should I be using? Well, we've got your answer. It's the Tinks Power Scrape product. We've been using this product for the past 2 years. It's a fantastic product. It works very well. Now, there's 3 things that you're going to need or that you're going to want in order to create a successful mock scrape. The first, obviously, the Power Scrape product in the spray bottle. What you're going to do is you're going to use this for freshening your scrapes up on your way in or out of your tree stands, or to check your trail cameras. You basically just turn this to the spray mode. You can stand a couple feet away so you're not getting human scent in the scrape. Go ahead and freshen that scrape up. Second product you're going to want to use is this new scrape bomb. This thing is extremely nice for those of you who are hunting properties that are not close to your home that you can't get to and freshen your mock scrape. You know, to have a good effective mock scrape, you need to be freshening it every 2 to 3, possibly 4 days. For those of us that hunt hours away from home, that's not feasible. So what you can do is use this scrape dripper. You fill it up with about 2 ounces of the Power Scrape product in this bottle, and you go ahead and hang it over your scrape. And what it's going to do, it's going to drip during the daylight hours and hopefully condition those deer in your area to check that scrape during the day. Now, one tip I do want to tell you, when you're using the scrape dripper product, make sure that you try to hang this high enough up so that it's out of the deer's reach. You don't want them to be able to smell this. You don't want them to be able to even get on their hind legs and get access to it. So what you may need to do is kind of take a branch, bend it down, tie this on, and then let the branch go back up. What that's going to do is it's going to condition the deer to not even knowing this product is there. All they're going to know is that there's scent on the ground and that they need to be checking this area more often. So now is the time, guys. You know, it's mid-September. The deer are finally out of velvet. Their testosterone levels are starting to rise. So now is the best time to start creating your mock scrapes. For those of you that have been out in the woods lately, you've probably seen a couple scrapes starting to open up. And if you haven't seen the scrape on the ground starting to open up, be on the lookout for licking branches. A lot of deer start working licking branches weeks before they start pawing the ground out. If you can find a spot where you've got a natural licking branch where the bucks and does are hitting it, use this Power Scrape product. Usually within a week, you'll see that scrape open up. Put your trail camera on there, and I can pretty much guarantee you're going to get pictures of every buck that's in your area.
There's a couple of additional things we want to bring to your attention. Here at bowhunting.com, we're working on a brand new release of our website, which is going to make surfing our site a lot smoother and a lot more simple for sure, Justin.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to kind of consolidate the homepage down, streamline it, make it a little bit easier for people to use. So be on the lookout for that sometime right around October 1st. You know, in addition to that, we've added a lot of new gear, specifically bowhunting.com gear. The shirts that both Todd and I are wearing. You know, we've got decals for sale on the website. We've had quite a few people actually asking us about those. You know, in addition to these shirts, got some other t-shirts as well. If you guys want, you can absolutely go onto the website, bowhunting.com/gear. You can get all these. In addition to that, we've also got...
Yeah, these are my favorite.
Yeah, this kind of new item here. This is one of Todd's favorites. You know, this was his idea. But what it is, it's a couple little shed deer antlers here. You can see they come on this little leather strap. You can go ahead and hang that around your rear view mirror in your car or in your truck, you know, let everybody know that you're a bow hunter. So if you guys want, definitely check these out. It's bowhunting.com/gear. Place your orders. We usually ship, you know, same day or the next day, so you'll get it pretty quickly. We've got a variety of stuff in there. So if you like bowhunting.com, check it out.
Wear it with pride. Well, that's all the action we have for this week's episode of Bow Hunt or Die. As always, we want to take the time to congratulate the people who sent us in their trophy photos. Carl Doran, Mike McFerrin, and Daniel Wilhelm.
Hey, congratulations, guys. Those are some awesome trophies. Remember, if you want to see a picture of yourself in an episode of Bow Hunt or Die, make sure you email them to us, info@bowhunting.com, or you can post them on our Facebook page, which of course is facebook.com/bowhunting, or we now have a third option where you can go on the homepage of bowhunting.com, click on the icon that says upload your photo, and upload it directly to the website.
And be sure to join us next week as Dustin DeCroo continues his unbelievable luck as he shoots a mule deer and another pronghorn with his bow.
You know, that's pretty impressive. You know, Dustin's been on quite the streak here, you know, so far this fall. You and I haven't even started hunting yet, and here Dustin is, you know, he's taken down 2 antelope, a mule deer, and I guess 2 does on film as well. So we got a long way to go to catch up to that guy.
But I can guarantee you, Dustin, that's about ready to change. This weekend starts the Wisconsin opener. I know I'll be hanging in a tree stand for sure, somewhere up in north. I know Justin on Monday takes off for Colorado on his first elk hunting adventure. And Wednesday, I jump on a plane, head out to see my good friends Scott and Angie Denny at Table Mountain Outfitters as I pursue my second chance at getting an elk. So thanks again for this week's episode of Bow Hunt or Die, and hopefully we see you out in the field.
Maybe put one extra color in there. Maybe that'll bring the big bucks in.
We're out here bow hunting this evening. Great state of